Live, all my people are waiting somewhere else. I wonder how I can send this to my people. Share. Copy link. Is this working? Does this seem to be working? Sorry, I can ride bikes, but I suck at computers. Okay. All right, I've got some people over here. Sorry about all this. YouTube just decided to say that, oh, you need special software to go live. And I wasn't prepared for that. And I still haven't figured it out, but it looks like you can do it on a phone. So welcome, everybody. Sorry for being a little bit late, for keeping you. I hope you had time to eat a burrito or something while you were waiting for me. I'm just going to try to make sure everybody who's in this other chat can get over here for a second. Boom, bada, boom, boom, boom. We got it. There's always a solution to a problem. I was getting a little frustrated there, but we figured it out. Okay, cool. I think this is working. Is this all of you that were in the other chat? Have you made it over here? We're doing this on my phone, unfortunately. I'm going to wipe this off, make sure it looks good. I was trying to do it on my computer. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Why don't you start off by telling me where you're tuning in from? I'm just walking through the gauntlet of bicycles in my living room right here. Yep, it's pretty exciting stuff. Anyway, it's so good to be connected to all of you. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. We've got Houston, we got Rollins, we got London, United Kingdom, wow, Toronto, Colorado, Flagstaff. Looks like Spencer says everybody switched over. Great. This is a note for everybody who wants to do a YouTube live. You need special software to do this, and I didn't know about that. So we got somebody from Iowa. I'm so bummed that I'm not at Ragbri, but I'm in Boulder. It's all right. From the Tahoe fire near Dixie, California. Ooh, I hope you're doing okay. There's a lot of fires out west for sure. The air in Boulder is not great. Sarasota, Florida. We got Joe from Ragbri. What's up, Joe? Give everybody a hug from me at Ragbri, Joe. Please do that. Florida, Ottawa. Ole, 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 ole. Somebody just said they like my haircut. It's not really a haircut. I just jumped in a creek to cool off, and it's river hair. Crystal Lake, Illinois. I am not doing Ragbri this year. We got lots of Canadians. Hey, Lucas, thanks for the $2 from Austin, Texas. You are awesome. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Well, we got Abner here. What's up, my friend? Athens, Georgia, Nova Scotia. It's so good to see you all here. Cuba haircuts. Yeah, this is pretty much like my Cuba haircut. You got it. So anyway, I thought since I haven't done a video in a while that we could do this. And maybe you can ask me some questions about my recent adventure in New Mexico. I also just got back from doing the Colorado Trail. Those videos won't be up for a while because I have to edit them. Looks like we have, hello Ryan, Army veteran from the Washington, D.C. area. New subscriber soaking up your inspiring videos. Thank you, my friend. Oh, we ordered a priority 600. That's great. Hey, Bob, thanks for the $5. This is like some super chat feature where people can send money. It's so amazing. I love it. And obviously it makes me happy. And I put all this money towards creating more videos. So the money you give me does not go to me being a delinquent. It goes to making my YouTube channel better. I promise. Maybe a little bit of delinquency, but mostly to my channel. Am I planning on finishing the last leg in New Mexico? No, I would not go all the way down there just to ride the final 125 miles. The final 80 of that are on pavement, and I've heard that it's actually a dangerous stretch of road, so I wouldn't go specifically just to finish the final 125 miles in New Mexico. If I do the entire divide again, then I would finish it. So yes. Question, how do you bike every day, 100 plus, and not hurt? That is nuts. My first bike packing trip, my legs were trashed, and I can bike 50 miles a day without issue. Well, my body is pretty accustomed to big miles. But still, it does hurt. And for example, I just finished the Colorado Trail less than a week ago, and it was the hardest adventure of my life. And I'm still sore. I'm still exhausted. My body is like, what did you do? Hey, what's up, Fielder? My friend from Dolores, Colorado. Hey, Kata. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. Can you give a shout out to my daughter, Danny Scott from Minnesota, battling stage 4 pancreatic cancer? Oh, of course. Also, send me an email and I will make you a personalized video for your daughter. This is a big deal. But yes, Danny Scott, I'm thinking about you. You are a champ. And I think we need to talk further because what you're going through sounds like something really big and serious. And yeah, I'm going to send you some seriously good vibes. So Danny Scott from Minnesota, I am thinking about you, as is all of my other followers. My followers are all loving people, and we want the best for everyone, especially when they're fighting a very serious disease like cancer. I have another question here. Are the new drone laws affecting me? Well, if you don't pay attention to the laws, they don't affect you. I'll just say that. No, they have not affected me. Usually when I fly my drone, I'm in the absolute middle of nowhere. So it doesn't really affect me. I got a question here from Patrice Lemay. When will you run again? Your next race? Very good question. On my channel, I used to have lots of running videos. Hey, Mike Strasser, Music Man. Mike, how you doing, my friend? I used to have lots of running videos on my channel, but during the pandemic, obviously there were no races. I stopped doing the Running with Ryan series because you have to be shoulder to shoulder to people, and we just couldn't do that. So I am gonna start doing some more running videos. My next big race is the Leadville 100 on August 21st. That is 100 miles of running, not biking. I've been training quite a bit and I'm excited for that. So stay tuned. Looks like Tim says he bought the 11 pine biking shorts. They are really nice. The tag in the back can be scratchy. Can't they all be scratchy, my friend? Yeah, love to you, Danny, says Tracy. When is my next adventure? I just finished the Colorado Trail and I can't even think about a next adventure right now. I am so whooped. I am so tired. It really beat the heck out of me. Looks Pumpkin Pedal says, Danny, so sorry to hear about your daughter. Everybody's thinking about your daughter. So we're sending love to your daughter who's battling pancreatic cancer. Here's another question from Greg in Cleveland. What's your pre-ride routine for warming up stretching? My IT band is driving me nuts after 20 miles. So, when I wake up in the morning, I don't really stretch. I stretch at nighttime. But luckily, my body's always been pretty resilient. But at night, I do lots of hip stretches and leg stretches. I've had some issues with that in the past couple years, which affects the whole body and your lower back and everything just starts to hurt. But, I do some different, knees across the chest type things in my tent. Let's see, Mario Carlos Gonzalez Ingles. Ryan, what do you think about doing some gravel races? I'm sure you do great. I don't love bike races. I love running races, but bike races are just different. Biking to me is more fun time, bike packing time, adventure time, hanging out with friends. So I don't know if I'll do a whole lot of gravel races, although Unbound Gravel in Kansas looks amazing. I'd love to jump in that one day, but I like to keep my racing just to one sport, and that is running. Somebody asked, do I ever think of doing the Leadville bike race? Yeah, I'll probably do the Leadville bike race one day. But to tell you the truth, and I know this might come as a shock to many of you, I'm a much stronger runner than I am a biker. Ian, thanks for the $20, man. Boop, 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 boop. Ian from, looks probably Canada with the CA in front of that 20. I'm a much stronger runner, and I love running races. And there's just a simplicity to running where you just need a pair of shoes, essentially. Bike races, if you're flying somewhere, you need to pack up your bike and you have all this gear and, crashes and getting hurt. And I don't know, running is just much easier on the body in that sense. Have I ever ridden along the 101 coastline in California? Yes, I once rode in 2010 from Vancouver to Cabo San Lucas, and I took the 101 almost all the way down the Oregon coastline. Yes. Could you make a video about the best road bikes under $500? No. The answer is no. And the reason is I get these questions all the time. People ask me, what's the difference between this bike and this bike and this bike and this bike? And the truth is, I don't know. I'm not a gearhead. I don't stay up with the latest and greatest. The only bikes I know about are the bikes that I ride. So I know a lot of you send me emails asking me questions about gear. I don't know a ton about gear, so sorry. I always tell people to ask your local bike shop employee. They know way more than I do. Let's see, what else? Tell us about electrolytes. Man, I just try to stay very hydrated, keep my salt levels balanced. I eat a lot of Cliff Bar products. As long as you're eating real food, you don't need to take a lot of supplements. You should be getting nutrition from the food that you're eating. You want to mix it up. You don't want just sweet food. You don't want just salty food. You want like a mix of everything. Hey, Joshua Nicholson, thank you so much. I appreciate the $14.99. I don't know where you're from. Maybe Australia. It has an A in front of it. But thank you, Joshua Nicholson. Do I have a coupon code for the Priority 600? I don't, but maybe I can work on that. Talk to Dave about something like that. I don't. 600X is fun. Watch out for belt tension. Haha. Yes, all of you saw the video about my belt breaking. Hey, Brian Scaglia from right here in Boulder, Colorado. Thank you so much for the $10, my friend. You're the best. Again, I said this earlier, but all the money goes to creating more videos, to buying cameras, to travel expenses. All this money goes to creating more content to keep you entertained. It does not go to my ice cream fund. The ice cream fund money comes from another source. I'm not going to tell you. Let's see, what other questions? Have I been on the Katy Trail in Missouri? I sure have. It's awesome. I love the Katy Trail. I'm a huge fan of rail trails in general. There's a great website, railstotrails.org, and they have a list of all the great rail trails in the United States. And the best thing about rail trails is they are safe. There's no cars, so you're not going to get hit by a car. You don't need to navigate because you just follow the trail. And a lot of times there's a nice coverage of trees, so it's a lot cooler in there. Ed Macmar, saludos desde Commerce City, hermano. Thank you for the $20, Ed. I appreciate it. I have so many of these things coming in. I'm missing some. Rusty M 49.99. Whoa, thank you so much. This is amazing. I am overwhelmed with your generosity. You are all so wonderful. It makes me so happy. This is why I need to do these live streams more often. Not because I want this money, but because it's fun to like interact with you. Did you break up with what's her name because she moved to Portland because a SJW communist? I don't really understand with that. I did not break up with her. I'm guessing you're talking about Allie and trying to be a smart aleck, but that doesn't work, buddy. That doesn't work here, man. I still have a lot of love for Allie. We talk all the time. She's a wonderful human. I have so much gratitude for what we experienced together. You all saw that in Love Cycles. We still have that love for each other. We're just on different paths right now, and there is no bad blood, and I feel very grateful that we are still close friends. And that goes for all of the special people who have been in and out of my life, girlfriends. It's like, sometimes it just doesn't work, but that doesn't mean you can't still be friends, right? All right, let's see what else we got here. I'm trying to go through all these comments and questions, but it's a little overwhelming. Let's see. It would be okay if you bought ice cream with my donation. Thank you, Mark. Maybe I will go buy some ice cream. Jeffrey Rule, thank you for the $19.99. Jeffrey, you're awesome. Says Johnny here from Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Did an easy 32-mile ride Sunday morning with my Priority Original. 600X is expected in January. Yes, a lot of you who have ordered the 600X, which is the bike that I helped design, is delayed, just like every single bike on the planet. It's been really hard to find all the components, and you just got to be patient, but they will come, I promise you. Dave at Priority is one of the best in the business, and he will take care of everyone. Matt Garcia says, I really like your videos, but how did you not research how to put the belt back on right? Well, the truth is, it never fell off, so I didn't even think about it. And when it happened, I just put it on the way that I thought I should put it on, and obviously that was the wrong way, and that's how we live and learn. AC de los Santos, thank you for your comment. Let's see what we got here. Of all the miles you've ran and rode in the middle of nowhere, have you ever seen anything strange or made you go, You know what? The night that I was staying with the Navajo family in New Mexico, wonderful people, Herbert and Yolanda, you all saw that episode. It was one of the highlights of my bike packing career. They actually woke up at about 10:30 and they came and knocked on my door, and they were all hectic and excited. Hey, come out and look at this. And I remember running outside. with the whole family. Everybody's whooping and hollering. And in the sky were these like 10 lights that were exactly lined up in a row, in a pattern. And we all stood there like, what in the world is that? That is craziness. And our first thoughts were aliens, obviously. It's got to be aliens because we've never seen anything this perfect. These lights perfectly in a line. But then I did some research and it looks like it's the Elon Musk Starlink internet satellites. But I think it's more fun to think that we saw aliens. Looks like Astra and Ram, thank you for the 10 pounds all the way from Great Britain. Thank you so much. Gabe says, I gave my daughter the high five you asked me to. Hope to see you on Ragbri next year. Yes, I hope to be on Ragbri next year. I was going to do it, but it just didn't work out. It just was too close to the end of the Colorado Trail, and I am tired. Dylan Tyrell, thank you for the 20 bucks. Duzer, you're a huge inspiration and source of positivity. Hey, I do my best. I take this channel very seriously. This audience, my viewers, it means the world to me that you watch my videos. It really does, because at the beginning of this journey, only my mom watched my videos, which is very important. But now I have a much bigger audience, and I really, I take it seriously. I want to create good quality content on a regular basis and keep you entertained and inspired. And that means a lot to me. And that's why I loved interacting with all of you. So thank you so much. What do I pay in rent? Well, see, they got New York City behind me. If I lived in New York City, I'd pay a lot. But here in Boulder, it's not nearly as much. Adam from Wichita, Kansas. Get that No Car Life Reddit group going, Ryan. That's a good idea. Although I've never really done Reddit. Somebody needs to teach me how to do Reddit. Hello from Honduras. What's up, Omare? Mi amigo Catracho. We got some Hondurans here. You all know that I love Honduras. I lived in Honduras as an exchange student I lived in Honduras as a Peace Corps volunteer for 2 years. I lived in Sweden as an exchange student. Sorry, I'm getting my countries mixed up. Oh, here's a great question. How's your mom doing on her e-bike? She's doing great. My mom is doing really, really great. And she's loving summertime. She rides her bike. She loves it. She especially loves riding it with me because it's just more fun to ride bikes together, right? And, riding bikes with my mom is something new because for so long she couldn't ride a bike and keep up with me. But now with her e-bike, she can. And it's become a great equalizer. And we can go out on rides and she can be right there with me. She can be way ahead of me, actually, on that e-bike. She's got one of those priority currents, and they are awesome. My buddy says we stopped seeing Bigfoot when VHS died. Any thoughts? I'm still looking. That could be true, John. What's your best, most useful piece of gear that we should all have on a tour? Ooh, that might be something each of you have to answer yourselves. But for me, and I've said this in my videos, I bring a butter knife. Sounds crazy, but it makes spreading peanut butter and Nutella and beans so much easier. Please talk about or make videos on no car lifestyle dating tips. Thank you, Pinoy Prepper. That's a great, very niche idea. Here in Boulder, the women are used to riding bikes, I guess, so it's easier to date on bikes. And as you all know, I have never had a car. I don't drive a car. So when I do meet a nice lady, it's on a bike. And usually in Boulder, they're pretty cool with riding bikes around, unless it's negative 10 degrees in the middle of February. And in that case, a lot of times I jump in the girl's car. So I just saw a good question here. How do you get back in the saddle mentally after an accident? Finding it hard to get my mojo back. From Sophocles Graphas. That's a very good question. And I've dealt with this through my running career and cycling and bike packing. But yeah, it's scary. Once you crash, not only is it physically just a bummer and it hurts and you're in pain, and depending on the severity, you might have broken bones or stitches, but there's a mental aspect to it because, you don't want to have that pain again. And you go out and you ride your bike and you're just a little bit more tense and you're a little bit more scared. And the best way to ride a bike is to be relaxed because that's just when you're just going to be more in your flow. And so I always say just little by little, just start small and just start slowly gaining that mental edge back. And I promise you'll get it. You'll get it. You know, look at any of the pro athletes in the world, and they've come back from serious injuries and accidents. So I wish you all the best. My son loves your video, and Mira, of course, he wears her fan t-shirt weekly from Ryan Bazell. Thank you. That's awesome. Mira is the best. And John and Mira are up there in Canada getting ready to head out on a worldwide expedition for the next 4 or 5 years. And I'm going to try to meet up with them as much as possible. So stay tuned for that. Hi, Ryan. Any words of wisdom for beginner YouTubers who struggle with confidence? Yeah, this could go for anything. You're not just a YouTuber, but whenever you want something badly in life, you know, you're in school and you're working on a project, or we're at work and you're trying to make something happen, and it's scary and overwhelming, and you feel like you don't quite have the skills, and you might have imposter syndrome. It's the same thing with sports for me. I start small and slowly build up my confidence. And with YouTube, for example, when I first started making videos, nobody watched them. And I put just as much energy into my videos then as I do now. So think about working on a project for, a week straight and then uploading it and nobody watches it, and how heartbreaking that is. And then you question why you're doing it. What's the point? Why do I put so much work into something that has no payback, seemingly no payback? And for me, with my YouTube journey, I just stuck with it, knowing that if I just kept at it and if I was persistent, that the audience would slowly come. And I've never had a giant viral video that's skyrocketed my channel. My growth has been very, very slow over the past 6 years. And it's one of those things where you just have to be persistent. And it is scary. There were times when I questioned what I was doing, if I should just quit and get a real job, a 9-to-5. Because I wasn't making much money, and it wasn't going anywhere. But I stuck to my vision, and I really was like, no, I want to be a YouTuber. I want this to work out. And I kept on creating stories, but not just stories, but stories that mattered to me, that mattered to my heart and my soul, and stories that I wanted to put out in the world, even if only a few people and my mom were watching them. And slowly but surely, I gained an audience, and it got a little bit bigger, and then some friends told their friends, and then the next video had a few more views, and then those friends told a few more friends, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And that is, in a very short nutshell, is how I started my YouTube channel. So whoever asked that question, just stick with it. Just be relentless. That is the word. Be relentless. Even if you feel like you're not making progress, I promise you, you are. All right. Nomad Run, thank you for the $27.99. Gosh, all these people are so generous. You are incredible. I can't believe it. Let's see, Ryan, when are you riding Death Valley to Lone Pine? I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to do that, but Death Valley is beautiful. The desert is definitely some of my favorite landscapes in the world. Sam says, any fart stories from eating so many frijoles on the trail? You know what? I get a lot of these questions because people correlate beans with farts, and I get it. But I think my body is so used to beans. I've been eating beans all my life, and especially when I lived in Latin America, I don't get all that farty. And you can even ask Allie about that, all right? You can ask Allie. I am a good tent mate, and I don't stink up the tent. Where did I get the love bracelet? Oh, you saw that, right? I got the bracelet from Burning Man. Somebody at Burning Man gifted it to me, and these bracelets are really cool here. These are bike spoke bracelets, and I got these at Ragbri. Pretty neat, huh? Do you watch other adventurers like Path Less Pedaled? You know what? I don't watch a lot of other bikepacking channels. I get enough of it in my own life. So the channels I watch are completely different than bikepacking. I follow some stuff on bikepacking.com, just see what's going on. But I love channels like Epic Dump Truck Crashes and, the Smarter Everyday channels, and just stuff that's completely different than biking, because my mind is always on biking, blah, 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 blah. So no, I don't really watch many other bikepacking channels, although I have, of course, a lot of respect for everybody out there who's doing the YouTube grind. Ron Cheesley, love your videos from Scotland. Great Divide one especially. Blown away by some of the scenery. Yes. You know, someday I would like to go to Scotland and see your beautiful scenery. You know, I was supposed to come do Land's End to John O'Groats, which is the length of Great Britain during COVID, but obviously that didn't happen. So hopefully next summer I will do that. What's the best concert you'd ever been to? Thank you for a question that does not have to do with bikes. The best concert I've ever been to. Would you believe that I saw Nirvana? Dun dun, I sure did. I saw Nirvana in Denver, and it was an amazing concert. I saw them with the Meat Puppets and the Breeders. So that was a very influential concert as a young man. But I love Manu Chao. If there's any Manu Chao fans out there, he's kind of a worldwide bohemian ska reggae star. So Manu Chao always puts on a great, highly energetic show. Let's see, we got somebody from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Kevin Smith says, thank you for being you. I'm going to thank you for being you. Nirvana is the best. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. You know, it's funny. It's 2021 right now, and Nirvana was out in the mid-90s. And kids these days are like, Nirvana, that old school music. That's not old school. That was like yesterday. Oh, wait. It wasn't yesterday, was it? Because when I was in high school in the 90s, I listened to the Beatles, and that was 30 years before us, and we thought the Beatles was so old. So I get that kids these days who are listening to Nirvana are like, wow, this is from the mid-1990s, the late 1900s. I can see why you'd think that it's so old. I saw Led Zeppelin. Yeah, I've been around a while. Jim in D.C., right on. That must have been an amazing concert. Oh, we got Rory from Shanghai, China. You might win the award for the furthest away, although we do have some New Zealanders in here. Portugal, hello, Enrique Monteiro. April says, just realized her profile pic is from Boulder. That's a great place to have a profile pic. Have I ever surfed? I have gone surfing in Maui one time. It was really fun. That's the short answer to that question. If I could have one bike, would it be a road or mountain bike? Great question. It'd be a mountain bike all day long. Mountain bikes to me are just more fun. They're more versatile. They're obviously not as fast as a road bike on roads, but mountain bikes, it's how I started cycling, you know, here in Boulder, like right out the door, right there. I just saw a question in Swedish. När kommer du till Sverige och cyklar? I will hopefully, that question asked, when am I coming to Sweden to ride bikes? Hopefully next summer. I want to ride the length of Sweden, from the bottom of Sweden to the very top of Sweden. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. I love Sweden. I was an exchange student there. I do randomly speak Swedish. It's not a very handy language to speak. Spanish is, Swedish is not. But I definitely want to go to Sweden and ride the length of Sweden. Alessandro says, how is Dana? You know what? Dana yesterday had her 60th birthday. So if any of you are connected to Dana on Instagram, go wish her a happy birthday. Dana just turned 60, and Dana and I will be planning something in the near future. We've got Marco, hey, from Scandinavia. Any plans to cycle touring in Sweden, Finland, and Norway? I would love to ride bikes in all of those countries. Scandinavia has a very special place in my heart. Thank you, Marco. What about long distance hiking? You know, I've done some treks in the Himalayas in Nepal that are like 2 weeks long, and that's about as long as I want to walk. You know, riding a bike is just a lot more fun. Although on the Colorado Trail this past week, I met lots of thru hikers, and it's a really wonderful community of people, and I enjoyed meeting everybody, and I stopped and chatted with all of them, and you know, maybe someday I'll do a long hike, but for right now, I really do love riding my bike. There's just something about it. You know this. 60 years young to Dana. We've got from Indonesia. When will you ride a bike here? Rainforest, tea plantation, interesting culture. Indonesia would be amazing. I would love to go to Indonesia. Especially, what's the island that I really want to go to? Sumatra? I forget. But you have some really great snakes in Indonesia. I love snakes. I've always been a fan of pythons. So maybe I need to go there, ride bikes, and catch snakes. Felix says, I don't know if Dana's going to be happy about me revealing her age. Dana is proud of her age. She is 60 and proud. Any plans to come to Canada? Yes, I would love to ride in Canada as well. But it kind of depends on the border stuff. Things are getting a little funky with the coronavirus again. And who knows when these borders are gonna open. Kim Fox, thank you for the $4.99. Thank you, Kim. You're the best. What's my favorite kind of pie? Thank you, Joe, with another good question. Pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie. It's just so soft and sweet and tasty and easy to eat. I love it. What is my favorite movie? I love Braveheart. Speaking of Scotland, I do love Braveheart. That has a special place in my heart. But I also love all of the Muppet movies. I'm a big fan of the Muppets. Why do I love the Muppets? Because they're fun and they're carefree and they're goofy, but they're also like really kind and nice to each other. And when I watch a lot of, kids programming these days, it's just kind of violent. I love the old school Muppets, and I love my Kermit for sure. Somebody from Colorado Springs, we've got Trudy. Are you going to be running Javelina again? Javelina is the 100-mile race that I've run many times. I don't know when I'll run that again, but I'm definitely going to run it again because I love the Javelina 100. It is so fun. It's such a great community of people there. Hell yeah, pumpkin pie says guard dog. Try pumpkin pancakes. Yes, that's true. OD Green Outdoors. Pumpkin pie with lots of whipped cream. Yes, of course. My favorite Muppet, obviously, is Kermit, followed by Animal. I love Animal because he's rowdy. Somebody says here, Brenton, you're inspiring people all over. Met somebody on the Silver Comet Trail in Atlanta, Georgia, who just bought a bike, panniers, and started training because he saw your videos. Ah, that's so cool. I love hearing stories like that. ¿Cómo estás, chingón? Thank you for that, Spanish. I'm good. Estoy bien, amigo. Besides beans and burritos, my go-to food. I love pizza. I love pasta. What else do I love? I love a little bit of everything. I love avocados. A lot of times I just cut open a avocado and just spoon it out and just eat it. I love guacamole. Geez. I love so much. There's just so much to love out there. I've been trying to tone down my sugar eating. So I'm trying to eat more vegetables, fruits and vegetables. Started following you in 2015. Much love from Zimbabwe. Vitalis Bengano. Wow, from Zimbabwe. That is so cool. Thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate it. David B. asks, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? That is a great question. I love it. I think I'd rather fight 100 duck-sized horses because I think tiny little horses would be really cute, right? Teeny little horses the size of a duck. Yeah. Chevron Houston Marathon is flat and fast. Okay, I'm in. Uh-oh, Barry Graham says pumpkin pie is going to have to question his patronage. Come on, Barry. Everybody loves pumpkin pie. What's your favorite, Barry? Apple pie? On your journeys, please show more of the leaving from home and coming back to home. Most of us start and end at home daily and missing that part from you. Okay, good point. I appreciate that opinion. Do I worry about my weight? No, I certainly don't. I'm always running and biking, so I'm whatever weight I am. And I don't even have a scale, so I don't even know what my weight is. How was the homie from Ragbri that I gave my Trek bike to? Luke is doing great. I chat with Luke, at least once a month. He's doing really well. He actually bought a big shed, and he does tons and tons of bike repair now, which is really neat. He spends a lot of his time repairing bikes, and it's become almost his full-time gig. His full-time gig is a bus driver, but he really obviously loves working on bikes more. So that's really what he's been doing more lately of, and I'm really proud of him. Does my Priority 600 still get some love? Of course. I ride my Priority 600 more than any of the other bikes probably. It's my go-to commuter that I ride every day around Boulder, that I go grocery shopping with, that I visit my mom on. The 600X is pretty much specifically for bike packing and mountain biking. The Apollo's when I want to go far and ride up a mountain and go fast. And I have a beach cruiser for the Thursday night cruiser ride, which is something that's very fun here in Boulder. Some of your videos make me appreciate life, man, from projects. Well, that is the goal. I really Appreciate that. Hey, Mark Vance, a little extra from a patron. Wow, thank you so much. Another $4.99. Mark Vance, I am blown away by everybody's generosity. And by no means do you need to be giving me money right now. I really appreciate it, but it's not a requirement. I think it's so sweet. But I'm here just to chat with you and to have some fun and to really just make this connection, because I've said this many times. I love the community that we've built here. And when I meet you in real life, I feel like I know you, because many of you have written me and, told me your life stories, and I've helped you with gear and overcome struggles. And that's what this is all about, is, creating a community of people who get out there, who push their limits, past their comfort zones, and just do hard stuff. And it doesn't need to be epically hard. It can be your first 5K run or your first overnight bike ride, just one night, and all that matters is that you're getting outside and feeling more connected to nature, more connected to your fellow humans and your neighbors, and more connected to yourself. That's what it's all about. How many miles a year do I ride? I have no idea. I really have no idea. I don't really log my miles. As you all know, I am not on Strava. Project says, I was at a coffee shop and someone mentioned they were meeting you that day. And I was like, no way, that guy's awesome. That's funny. Yeah, I try to meet people. If you come through Boulder, let me know. And I will take you to the Walnut Cafe, which is Dana's Cafe. And we'll get some lunch and hang out and talk. It's not a guarantee that I can always meet everybody, because some weeks I have tons and tons of requests, and I definitely have a lot of work to do so I can make my videos. But if I can, I love meeting you in real life. So if you're out there and you're listening to this right now, when you come through Boulder, let me know and we will try to meet up. Mary Kemp says, how's the Leadville training going? Well, you know what? I was a little worried about going on the Colorado Trail, being away from running for 2 full weeks. But the Colorado Trail was so hard, and you will see this in the video series. I was hiking my bike a lot up and down these very steep mountains. So I was actually on my feet quite a bit. So the Colorado Trail was good training for the Leadville 100. End user 2021, thank you for the $10. I appreciate it. You are wonderful. Sarah H says, you think you'll ever get a dog for dog packing in the future? Maybe so. I certainly love Mira. Mira has opened up my heart in a way that no other dog has. I love Mira and John, and maybe someday I'm gonna make it happen. It's definitely picked my interest, and but I would want the same exact dog as Mira, so I want a clone of Mira, or maybe I'll just steal Mira. You know what I'm saying? Matt says, I bought some Green Guru from your recommendation. Really good stuff. Right on. Green Guru is the best. They're my buddies' business here in Boulder. They make panniers and bike bags out of recycled materials, so it's very eco-friendly, which is awesome. Do I have any other hobbies? Asked Brian Nicholson from Scotland. Yeah, I have lots of hobbies. I used to make a lot of necklaces and jewelry. I haven't done that as much lately, but that used to be something that was really big and in my life. But I spend a lot of time when I'm not making videos, when I'm not biking and I'm not running. I spend a lot of time with my friends, just hanging out. I really value my community here. I'm very involved in Boulder and a lot of Boulder activities and Boulder nonprofits and fundraisers. I love traveling, but I love even more coming back home to this community. As you all know, I was born and raised here, and I love giving back to my town. I like making Boulder as strong of a community as it can be. I got some Japanese yuan up in here. Love your videos, very entertaining and inspiring. If you make it to Japan, let me know and I'll make time to ride. That sounds awesome. I think you're one of my first Japanese viewers. I don't have a lot of Japanese viewers, especially not right now because all of you are distracted by the Olympics. Is anybody watching the Olympics? It's been so much fun. I go to my mom's house every day and watch the Olympics at nighttime because I don't have TV, and I go there and it's a lot of fun. Leon Beats, hello Van Doodler. I like that nickname, thank you. What is my favorite ice cream flavor, says Kalpish Meta. This sounds funny because I don't like coffee, I don't drink coffee, I don't drink caffeine, but I love coffee ice cream, and I have ever since I was a little kid. Isn't that crazy? Let's see here. Oh, we've got G'day from Perth, Western Australia. Love your positive contribution to the world. You're inspiring me to ride the Munda Beatty track, 10,000 kilometers. That's very cool. Way to go, Paul. Someday I'm going to come to Australia for sure and ride bikes. That is definitely going to happen. There's no doubt at all. I'm coming to Australia. Let's see. Favorite place I have visited? This is such a hard question. I get this all the time. You know, I've traveled quite a bit around the world. I love Latin America. I feel at home in Latin America. I love the language. I love the culture. I love the people. I love the music. I love the food. I mean, I love Latin America. I love Mexico. But I would say the most exotic and interesting and beautiful place I've been is Nepal. I love the Himalayas. That is a magical, magical place. Absolutely. Barbara Sitter says, I'm thinking about doing the Erie Canal Trail in 8 days, 50 to 60 miles a day. Thoughts on training? People ask me all the time about training and what they should do to get ready for a certain activity. Well, I am not a coach. I don't really know about training plans and all that kind of stuff. What I always tell people is just ride your bike a lot. And most importantly, get your butt used to sitting on a tiny bike seat for 7 to 8 to 9 hours a day. That's the piece of your body that you need to train the most, your booty. So as far as training goes, whatever you're training for, be it long or short or medium, just ride a lot or run a lot, whatever you're training for. Thank you, Projects, for the $1.99. I appreciate it. Let's see. Practice my singing voice. I definitely do not have a singing voice except for ole, 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 ole. You know where I got the ole from? I was living in Mexico as an exchange student in college, and I would go to the soccer games. I would go to the Chivas soccer games in Guadalajara, Mexico, and the whole stadium, 50, 60, 70,000 people, I forget how big, would sing, ole, 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 ole. And it was such an epic feeling to be part of that. The whole stadium vibrated with this song and with this noise, and I loved it. And when I came home from that study abroad, I incorporated the ole song into my everyday life because I just loved it so much. And I first started doing it on the Thursday night cruiser ride. It's a casual bike ride we have here in Boulder. And we would ride circles around these traffic circles, and we would sing, ole, 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 ole. And then I started going on these bike tours, and obviously ole sounds better in a tunnel. It brings back memories of being in the stadium because it reverberates. And that's how the ole started. How's that? Chivas. We got some Chivas fans here. That's one of the bigger soccer teams in Mexico. How old? You told how old is Dana? How old am I? I think I've said this many times. I am 42 years old. I turned 42 on January 21st. Write that in your calendars. January 21st. That is my birthday. Let's see. What is a whammy? I get this question all the time about whammies, and it's one of those things you have to just use your imagination, right? Like a whammy is anything that's really bad and unexpected. So a crash, we all know what a crash is. Obviously, that could be a whammy. Oh, what's up, Dave from Priorities in here? Dave Wiener, what's up? Thank you for the $4.99, brother. Good to see you, my man. Dave is the best. I know you hear me talk about Priority bikes all the time. Obviously, I ride all of Priority's bikes, but it's not because they just make awesome bikes. They are a really, really good company, and they're wonderful people, and they're my friends. And that's what makes it so fun to work with them. It's because I'm not just, when I worked with Trek, that was fine. It was cool, but it was like this big corporate blah, blah, blah. And I didn't really know anybody personally there. But with Priority, Dave and I talk all the time, like we're buds. And I love that. And I'm forever grateful to the support of Priority. And actually, you should all be grateful to the support of Priority too, because they are helping definitely keep this channel moving forward. So thank you, Dave. I appreciate all your love and all your support. I was talking about something and I forgot. Oh, whammies. Yeah, so whammies are anything crazy and unexpected. Maybe a lightning strike, maybe a mudslide, maybe you get chased by a swarm of murder hornets. Or, anything kind of crazy and goofy that's really, really bad, right? Uh-oh, somebody says they forgot the no flatties, crashies, whammies chant during a ride from Rochester to Buffalo, and it was a disaster. Okay, this is serious business. You got to do the no crashies, no flatties, no whammies, and you have to believe in it, and it will ward off those evil spirits. I started doing this chant on my ride home from Honduras back in 2005. And I did it just because it was just kind of fun. It was like this dorky thing that I do. And I realized that it's still dorky, but I love it, okay? And sometimes being a dork just makes you feel good, right? Would it work to do the White Rim Trail on my drop bar mountain bike without front suspension? Stu, the Disco King from Houston. Yeah, the White Rim's pretty rough. You definitely could do it without front suspension. Put on as wide of a tire as you can. Otherwise, you're just going to be rocked to pieces. Whammy is a belt break. Yes, whammy is a belt break. That was definitely a whammy for sure. I think you all saw that, and you probably saw the video of Dave and I talking about how to prevent a belt break in the future. If you haven't, check it out on my channel. Pinoy Prepper says 42 is young. Manny Pacquiao is fighting a younger and stronger Errol Spence. You still have at least 20 years of hard riding. I agree. Thank you, Pinoy. Do beans scare off biting flies and mosquitoes? Yeah, of course. Beans are the magical fruit. They just make everything better. You eat beans, mosquitoes stay away, girls stay away. Pretty much everybody stays away after you eat beans. Can you get priority to sell in Australia? I'm pretty sure they do. They will send a bike wherever you want it as long as you pay for it, So all those priority specific questions, talk to priority. They will have the answers, but I'm pretty sure they would send it wherever the heck you want it to go. Let's see. What other questions do we have? We added no slippies and no slideys. I like that. Yeah, that's another thing with the chant. No crashies, whammies, flatties. You can add whatever you want to it. Just keep going about all the things that you don't want to have happen, and it will work. It works 100% of the time. Let's see. Scariest moment ever on a trail. This past adventure on the Colorado Trail, which I keep talking about, but the videos have not come out yet. There were a couple times I was in some serious lightning storms up high, and that was pretty scary because it sounded like bombs were going off all around me. So, yeah, that was no bueno at all. If you could relate to one character from the never-ending story, who would it be? Atreyu. I love that movie. Maybe Atreyu and Falkor, the Luck Dragon. I love the never-ending story. I also love the Goonies. I'm a big fan of 80s adventure movies. Labyrinth, Goonies, Never-ending Story. I love Rocky, even though that's not really like an adventure story, but it says, Duzer, you're an inspiration to a lot of desert Denzians in Vegas. Okay, I should go to Vegas. That'd be fun. What kind of media production were you doing before YouTube? Thank you, Gabe. Good question. I worked a lot for Travel Channel. My dream job was to be a host for a Travel Channel show. And I worked for Travel Channel quite a bit and some other production companies. I started out on, local public access here in Boulder, making little travel segments here in my town, and that was tons of fun. But the entertainment world is very difficult to navigate. I had some success out there. I was on the Travel Channel, which is kind of a big deal, but I could never, rely on it. I could never trust it. And that's about 6 years ago, I shot a pilot for Travel Channel, and it was going to be the next big thing, or at least they said it was going to be the next big thing. And I got all my hopes up, and I was excited, and I thought the stars had finally aligned, and I was going to be a host of a big national TV show. And then things out of my control crashed and burned, had nothing to do with me, had everything to do with, the corporate nature of Travel Channel. And the show was canceled. And I was very bummed. And from that point on, I was like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep playing this game where somebody else has my destiny in their hands. And so that's when I was like, I'm going to try YouTube. I'm going to try to build up my channel big enough to the point where I can make a living making the videos that I want to make. And, it was a crazy dream at the time. At the very beginning, my videos did not get many views. And I questioned, if I should keep on this path, but I, persevered and I was relentless. And here I am now making a living on YouTube. And it's way better than anything I ever did in the world of TV. And the reason is I get to share my heart and my soul with all of you. And that's really important to me. I get to talk about things that I think are important, and I get to create videos that I feel like bring value to the world. And, that goes with, cycling and being kind to the environment and kind to our fellow humans, and talking about current events and issues that are important and things that we need to talk about. And I love the freedom of YouTube. Whereas on Travel Channel, there were 15 editors between me and when the show aired on TV, and they chop out all the edgy stuff or stuff that they thought would, not sit well with advertisers. And I didn't like that. But now with YouTube, I can talk about whatever I want. And that goes from, talking about why I quit drinking alcohol to, the pain of heartbreak, to Black Lives Matter, to all sorts of things that are important to me. That was a long answer to that question, wasn't it? Let's see. What is the big picture on the wall behind me? That is New York City. Check it out. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. Hello from Fresno, California. What's up, Willie Diaz? All right. Doing yourself is better because you are your own editor. Exactly. I get this question a lot. I edit everything I do, and I shoot everything that I do. And so I get to just create what I have envisioned in my mind, and I get to put it out on YouTube and see what happens with it. And not only that, this is another big point to the whole TV thing. We're with Travel Channel. Yes, I was on the Travel Channel, and that was cool, but I could never interact with my viewers, ever. But with YouTube, like right now, I can interact with you, and I can talk with you, and I can respond to your questions and your comments and your emails, and I can help you on your own journeys. And that is really important to me. That's all part of creating this community, this Team Duzer, and I appreciate it. Did I just see Barry Schnoor show up in here, buddy? What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Are you on Ragbri out there? Is your brother on Ragbri? Barry, you are awesome. I thank you for all your support. Your family's awesome. I'd like to spend some more time with you people. You're the kind of people that bring goodness to the world. Actually, you all are. You all are just wonderful people, and I just feel so grateful that I have this audience. Like, it's still every day I wake up and I'm like, no way. This is like really happening now. This is real life. Like, I have a pretty big YouTube channel, and it is so cool, and you are so cool. Dylan says, if you had the choice of the next destination anywhere in the world for a bikepacking adventure, where would you want to get your two wheels rolling? Dylan, good question. Man, I have a list of things that I want to do. I want to ride Sweden. I want to ride Great Britain. But you know what? I've always wanted to go to Bhutan. And Bhutan is a Himalayan kingdom in the area of Nepal and India. And it's kind of an untouched, beautiful place. I've never been there. And they measure their country's wealth and happiness. We have what's called the GNP, the gross national product. They have GNH, which is gross national happiness. And they really, they measure their country's well-being on the happiness of the people. And I think that's really cool. And I'd love to go there and really just investigate what that's all about and see if it's the real deal, and climb some mountains and be in the Himalayas again. So Bhutan, check it out on a map if you don't know where it is. Life with Ollie, thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it, Life with Ollie. Do I have a favorite neck gaiter? I think you call it a buff. I don't have a favorite one. I keep losing them. But I like white ones usually because they're just a little bit cooler, but I get them wet when I jump in creeks. I lost my favorite white one on the Colorado Trail this past month. You guys, you're in for a treat when these Colorado Trail videos come out because it was a doozy. Would Team Duzer host a bike ride for organ transplantation awareness for Tennessee Kidney Foundation? Hey, everything's possible, and I try to do as much as I can to help save the world. I can't always do everything, but I would certainly Try to help you with that. Freddie B, please give a shout out for Ellie in Goodyear, Arizona. Big fan. She is 11 years old. Okay, you ready for this? Ellie, how you doing? Thank you for watching my videos, Ellie. Was that good? Ellie, are you listening?
Huh? What? I can't hear you.
Okay, I hope you heard that, Ellie. Walter, thank you for the $4. Appreciate it. Will I be at Ragbri next year? I hope so. I really do. I was hoping to be there this year, but it just didn't work out in the end. Let's see. Bhutan was called the happiest nation in the world. It certainly was. Viva Boulder. Don't you really have a driver's license and you've never driven a car? I'm asking because that's how I live. One less car is my motto. That's great. I got a driver's license at age 32. And I got a license only because I was doing car commercials for Land Rover and I needed to drive. This is a pretty funny story. I was hired for the job as the host of this commercial series for Land Rover. And I remember going to New York City and I walk into this boardroom and it's one of those big tables like on The Apprentice and everybody's wearing suits and I'm the guy that they've hired as the host. And they're talking about, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. We're going to go to Montana, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to need you to drive the car here. You're going to drive the car here. And I was like, wait a second. I don't know if you did your research, but I don't drive cars. I don't have a driver's license. And they're all like, what? They couldn't even believe it. And they're like, you need to get a license. Like, you have to drive. We need you to drive. You're the host of the show. You're the face of this series. And I was like, okay, I think I had like a month. So I learned just enough. My mom taught me just enough to pass the test. And I barely passed the driving test. I do have a license now. And I did the commercial series. And it was, most of the series was me doing adventure stuff. But a little bit was me driving this Land Rover, being like, and now we're heading off to this ranch in Montana and blah, blah, blah. I needed to drive and talk to the camera. And I remember the camera guy being terrified every time we had to do these shots because he knew what a bad driver I was. And it was so funny. Well, it was funny for me. I don't know if it was funny for everybody else in the car because there's the camera guy, there's the sound guy, there's a producer. And there's Ryan driving this car, blah, 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 talking to the camera. Not really paying attention to the road because I was driving the car. And that was pretty funny. So, long answer to your question. I do have a license, but since that series, I've barely driven a car. I am not a good driver. I am not comfortable in a car at all. Tell us about my bracelets. I already did earlier, but these are really cool. Look at these. They are bike spokes. And this one says love. I got it at Burning Man. And this one I got in the Copper Canyons in Mexico from a young Tarahumara native woman. Does bike riding translate to running? How long do you train for 100? Bike riding doesn't really translate to running. If you only biked and then you jumped in a marathon, you'd have a hard time. You definitely need to run. You need to do the sport that you're training for. Cross training is great. It's always good to keep your body in motion, but I would never only bike as training for a running race. You definitely need to run. It's a much different thing. What is your relationship with your dad? I only hear about your mom. That's a very good question. My dad lives in Knoxville, Tennessee. He's lived there for, about 20 years. I grew up with him in Boulder. My parents got divorced when I was 6 years old, so I was in first grade. And my dad lived in Boulder, so I saw him quite a bit. My mom's always had full custody of us, all 4 kids. My mom raised 4 of us pretty much on her own. My dad's a good guy. He's kind of like me. He's happy-go-lucky and laughy and fun and the life of the party. And I see him every few years, but we talk quite a bit. But definitely I spend, a ton of time with my mom. I am a mama's boy. So hopefully that answers your question. Kenny Boy, watching from Scotland. I have a lot of Scottish viewers, and I love that because someday I would like to go to Scotland. Let's see. Have you ever thought about fast packing? Yeah, I actually have a series on my YouTube channel about fast packing that I did with Ali. We did a 7-day fast pack in Guatemala. Fast packing means you run with a very light backpack, like backpacking, but you run. And we did a great series in Guatemala running up and down volcanoes for a week. So check it out. Those videos are on my channel. Let's see, Rosario Lobo, my friend, it's been so long. How are you doing? On very long hot days, how do you prevent your energy from getting depleted? Sometimes water doesn't seem to cut it. Do you take salt supplements? Sometimes I do take little salt tablets when I'm in really long races, 100-mile races, or even on some bikepacking trips that are super hot. I do take salt supplements. The benefit of salt is it helps your body retain the water that you're drinking, that you're putting into your body. So if you can't get salt through like potato chips or natural means, sometimes it's good to take these little salt pills. Oh, I like this question. Have you ever thought of writing a book? Bill from Minnesota. It just so happens that I am currently writing a book. Yes, this is the first time I've said it out loud to my audience. I am working on a book right now, and I'm very excited about it. You know, all of my adventures from my very first one from Honduras to Boulder, I journaled in a lot of detail. And I have all these stacks of journals because I knew that someday I would like to write a book, but it's such a daunting thing to do. I've just put it off and put it off and put it off. But now I'm finally getting to it. I'm going to write a book. I will release a book. You will all be the first to know when it comes out because obviously I want you all to read it. I'm writing it for you. I know what happens in the book. You don't know everything. And so, yes. Let's see. What did your mom do before she retired? She worked for the city of Boulder in the parking services department. They hated parking services. You know, the people that go around and give tickets for you when you park illegally, you park too long. My mom worked for that department and she did the financial stuff, the books. So that's what my mom did most of her life. She worked like that. Jim says he'd like an autographed copy of the book. Of course, you will all get autographed copies. You know it. And of course, I'm already dreaming ahead, but I would love to ride my bike around the country when I do the book tour and stop in all of your towns. Let's see. I've been doing this for over an hour now. Are you guys not bored off your butts listening to me talk? We have a question here in Spanish, so I'll read this in Spanish for my Spanish viewers. Hola, you are so brave. Veo todos tus videos. A veces no comprendo. Very good, but I love your attitude. You're a big boy. I want to do the same like you. Okay, so this Madre Tierra person says she watches all my videos, and she doesn't always understand everything I'm saying, but she loves my attitude. So, you know, I'm going to try to do an entire video in Spanish, because I know I have a lot of Spanish viewers out there, and I think that would be fun to do. And for all of you English speakers, maybe it'd be a good opportunity to learn some Spanish. Richard says he would buy my book. Call it Writing a Book. Yes, it'll be a comic book. Bike to the top. That would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? Let's see. Can't wait for your book. You know what? Okay. Somebody just asked about what I have on my walls here. So maybe I'll give you a tour of some of the things on my walls. Okay. So here is the New York picture. I love New York. This is another one of my favorite photos here. This is from the Copper Canyons in northern Mexico. These are the Tarahumara, and they all wear these sandals that are made of cut up car tires and leather. I go there to run the Caballo Blanco race, and obviously it's very colorful and beautiful. This is a picture I took in the island of Burano, which is right next to Venice, Italy. And this right here is Godzilla. There's my Swedish flag because obviously I love Sweden. Oh, this is fun. We're going to have some fun with this. This is my favorite video game, Galaga. Do we have any Galaga fans out there? I'm a big fan of Galaga. What else can I show you? I have, oh, you saw my boobs. I got these boobs painted for me on my 30th birthday from a family friend. This is a map of the Baja Divide. I love Baja, Mexico. I love the Baja Divide. This is the Imagine area in Central Park. And I love John Lennon and I love the song Imagine. Over here is another picture. that I took from the island of Burano. Obviously, very colorful. This is a bike that you haven't seen very often, but this is my Reeb full suspension mountain bike. I ride this bike when I want to get really rowdy on the trails here in Boulder. And this is a really fun picture. This is me when I was a little boy on the beaches here, Boulder Reservoir, wearing my 55 shorts. And my mom framed the shorts and a photo here. This is a picture from Burning Man, Live. This is a picture from Boulder, the Star at Christmas time that you can hike up to. I love it. Oh, this is a really fun one. This is me on one of the last days when I was living in Honduras as a Peace Corps volunteer. And this is my family and friends and everybody I worked with for over 2 years. And these kids, all right here, are no longer kids. They are young adults. This was back in 2005. This is a cute little, I don't even know what you'd call this in Sweden. This is in southern Sweden right here. This is my bookshelf. Well, obviously lots of running books. This is Scott Jurick's North books, Scott Jurek Eat and Run. I have lots of adventure books. There's my Priority Coast cruiser bike. This is the Priority Apollo. This is the Priority e-bike. My house is, it's pretty small, but I definitely save room for my bikes. This is a bell that a viewer had commissioned for me. This is a burrito riding a bike. Isn't that cool? And my sister gave me this little rubber ducky, and it lights up even. It has a USA helmet. Isn't that cool? Yep, I think it's cool. Over here, these are the bikes. If you've seen these videos, this is the bike that I rode home from Honduras all the way to Boulder and down the east and the west coast and across America. I have the most miles of any bike right there on that one. This is my New Belgium 3-speed cruiser. I rode this across the country in 2009. Here is my broken belt that I just broke on the Continental Divide, GDMBR. This is a really cool mirror from Mexico. I love the colors of Mexico and all the tiles right here. And this is my really cool mirror right here. What else can I show you that's fun? Oh, in my bathroom, I have a lot more Swedish stuff. This is like these little Swedish prints here. I love Sweden, obviously, country of Sweden. And this is my gang vest. I started a gang called the Outlaws, and it's pretty cool. I wear this on the Thursday night cruiser ride. And it's Outlaw spelled without the W. It's OLTLAS. La 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 la, like that kind of law. Like, here's some more artwork on my wall. The Ride Your Bike. This is a print made from the Huichol Indians in Mexico. I bought it down there. This is from Nepal. And that's pretty much it, And on my refrigerator, I have just pictures of family and friends. There's the Hondurans again. There's Dana. There's my mama. I love photos of people around all the time. All my friends are very important to me. This is my brother Logan. You've probably never seen him, or you saw him a little bit in the Great Divide. That's Ethan. Let's see if I don't know where my sister is. I'm not seeing her on here. Oh, here, no, where's my sister? I had a photo of her on here. Oh, well. And then my most recent thing I got one of these digital frames that has just thousands of photos in it. Oh, there's me wearing my gang vest with my buddies. That's us on the Thursday night cruiser ride. Isn't that cool? But I love these digital frames because it just, there's just so much fun. I sit here and eat my cereal and I look at these old photos. That's me as a little boy. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Here's another Swedish thing right here. This is called a Dalahäst. This is from my buddy Drew in Australia. He sent this to me. This is really cool. I went to a party once and this guy was doing art on Etch-a-Sketch and he drew this. It looks pretty good. I look kind of like Cristiano Ronaldo. Right? These are my only 2 plants that I have in my house. I'm gone so much I can't really keep a real plant alive, but I've had this one for 10 years. I have these succulents that don't take a lot of water. And I have my Javelin 100 belt buckle for finishing the 100-mile race. So there you go. There was a quick tour of my house. I'm going to scroll through and see some more questions here from all you. We've been doing this for a long time, but, I just want to answer any last questions. Cuando vengas a California, te invito a comer los mejores frijolitos fritos. Thank you, Francisco. I appreciate it. Hola, Ryan. Muy buenos tus videos. Muy interesante el trabajo que han hecho allá con los Rails to Trails. Saludos desde Argentina. Very cool. Now the Spanish speakers are coming in. We've got Gothenburg, Sweden. Have I been back to Honduras? I've been back many, many times. I have videos about all my trips back to Honduras on my YouTube channel. Bear says he broke the record on Galaga in the 80s. No way, Bear. You got to teach me your tricks. I'm excited to hear this live with the other 490 friends here. Yeah, this is so much fun. There's 490 of you right now. That's crazy. Miguel from Portugal. Very cool. Do I see myself transitioning to e-bikes? Maybe someday in the future. I have an open mind. As long as I'm outside doing something fun, I'm all about it. Do I ever ride my bike up Lee Hill? That's a mountain here, like right out my door, essentially. Yes, I do ride up there sometimes. Let's see. Sean said he just got back from a 30-mile ride in 3 hours with 3,000 feet of elevation. Right on. I love it. Okay. You know what, my friends? I've been doing this for 70 minutes. It's an hour and 10 minutes. I'm gonna call it good. You know what I'm saying? It's been really, really fun to chat with you all, and I really appreciate for you all being here, and I appreciate you watching my videos. I appreciate your interacting, and I really appreciate everybody who contributed money. That's crazy. You guys are all so generous. It's amazing. It's obviously, not necessary, but it definitely helps keep my channel moving forward. So thank you all. I'm sending you all a really big high five. Bam, bam, bam. Can you feel it? And stay tuned. I'm starting to edit the Colorado Trail series this week, so hopefully that will be released next Sunday, at least the first video. It's going to be very, very fun. It was definitely the hardest bike adventure of my life, no doubt about it. But it was also one of the most rewarding trips, and I think you will see all of that. So have a wonderful night. I hope your summer is going great. Jonathan, nice, snuck in there with $4.99. I appreciate it, buddy. And remember, tell all your friends about my channel, like and subscribe, and keep spreading the joy. And let's just keep doing this stuff. Let's just keep doing it. Thank you all so much. Have a great night. I don't know how to end this. Where's the button to end this? I don't even know. I don't understand anything on YouTube. How do I end this? There's no button to end this. Maybe I'm just going to have to do a live stream forever and ever. I really don't see a button to end. I see a button to change. Oh, you want to see this? This is my shins after doing the Colorado Trail. Nice and bloody. My pedals were eating me up. Yeah, I have no idea how to end this. This is ridiculous. Oh, there we go. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around. I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful summer. Stay tuned for more videos. And remember, no crashies, no flatties, no whammies.